Our spaceship needs to be able to protect itself, so it's time to add the lasers. In this phase, we're going to add a laser, give it the behavior it needs. We're going to add an instance variable to the spaceship to track whether it's firing, and we're going to add keyboard and mouse support along with the events that makes it possible to fire lasers. Start with the layers bar. Make sure your game layer is active and unlocked. And then go to the project bar. Let's insert a new object type, a sprite called laser with a capital L. Click Insert. You should see the crosshair that shows you that it's going on the game layer. Then click on the folder to navigate to the laser red graphic. Rotate the laser 90 degrees clockwise. Then set its origin point. Set X equal to 0 and Y to 5. There you go. Click the red X to close, and you can move the laser off the layout because this is also something that we're going to randomly generate. Let's add a behavior to the laser. It needs the bullet behavior. Add, under movements, bullet. And then red X to close. And let's set the speed of the bullet to a little faster than the default. In the properties bar, change speed to 500. Okay. Now we're going to need something to help us know when the spaceship is firing. So let's go to our spaceship and let's add an instance variable. Instance variables are great at allowing us to track critical values throughout the game. Let's add an instance variable, call it firing. It's going to be a Boolean, so it's either going to be yes, no, true, false, that sort of thing. The initial value is false, and this variable represents whether the spaceship is firing. We're going to use the value of this instance variable throughout to limit the firing of the lasers. In order to program the keyboard and mouse, we need to add them to the project. Go to Project Bar and insert New Object Type. Choose the keyboard, and then do the same thing for the mouse. It's important to add the keyboard and the mouse so that we can program it using Construct2's event system. Now that the keyboard and mouse have been added and we can program with them, we're going to go to the game event sheet. We are going to add the event that allows us to fire the lasers. A user is going to be able to fire lasers using the spacebar, but they're going to be limited by that firing instance variable we added. Add event, keyboard, choose key is down. Click on the key and provide the spacebar as the key. Press OK and done. Let's add a sub-event which checks the firing instance variable. Click on the event, choose Add Sub-Event, and then Spaceship. Find Is Boolean Instance Variable Set? Firing. We need to invert this condition because we want to know whether the spaceship is not firing. If the spacebar is down and the spaceship is not firing, then the first thing we're going to do is we are going to set the spaceship to firing. Choose Add Action, Spaceship, and then Set Boolean. Set firing to true. This will prevent lasers from being spawned while we're doing this. Now we need to create lasers. Add Action, Spaceship, spawn another object. What are we going to spawn? We're going to spawn a laser. We want to spawn that laser on the same layer as the spaceship. So use spaceship.layerName. And then we're going to use the image points that we created earlier. This one we're going to spawn at the laser left image point. Make sure that you type this exactly as you see here with the double quotes and the upper camel case. Then we are going to set the angle of this particular laser using 270 degrees. Add Action, Laser, set angle to 270. Now we need to spawn another laser on the right side. Spaceship, spawn another object. What are we going to spawn? We're going to spawn a laser. We're going to spawn it on the same layer as the spaceship, spaceship.layerName. And in this case, we're going to use the right laser image point, laser right. Type it just as you see here. Immediately after spawning it, we're going to set its angle as we did before. Add Action, Laser, set angle to 270. Then we're going to wait for a quarter second. Add an action. Go to System and find Wait under Time. Use 0.25 to indicate a quarter second. And then and only then will we set the firing instance variable to false. Add action, spaceship, set Boolean, firing, false. By checking for and controlling the value of the firing instance variable, we can limit when lasers are fired. We're going to take this event and we're going to drag it up into the spaceship event group where it belongs. Now, similar to the meteors, we need to clean up old lasers as well. So we're going to add event to our cleanup group. Click Add Event, Laser. Once again, we're going to check the laser's Y position to decide whether to destroy it. So choose Compare Y. We are going to see whether the Y coordinate of any given laser is less than the scroller's Y position minus some value. So we're going to use scroller.y, and then we're going to subtract, let's say, 1020 from it. This just ensures that the laser has flown way off the screen and can now be destroyed. Click Done. If the laser's Y coordinate is way above the scroller, we can destroy it. Click Add Action, Laser, and then under Miscellaneous, choose Destroy. Make sure you pull on the margin and you drag it into the cleanup event group. All right. Now we are done with our game layer. So go ahead and lock that. And now it's time to look at our layout. Let's go ahead and debug. All right. Probably noticed that laser on the right. We're going to clean that up later. Now, using the spacebar, make sure that lasers are spawned on the laser left and laser right image point of the spaceship. You'll notice that the numbers of them go up and go down because once they get far enough past the scroller, we destroy them. Awesome. At the beginning of the game, there's only one laser. And then as we press the spacebar, we spawn more. Once they've traveled far off the screen, we destroy them. All right, this is great. Go ahead and save your project.